Welcome to Max the Vet episode. Let's inject. Kenya woke up to shocking news. A story that sounds more like a movie than a real life. A man called Seth, just one man, managed to outsmart of the biggest betting companies in Kenya. Millions of shillings gone, questions rising, and entire nation asking, how on earth did this happen? Was it pure genius? Was it luck? Or was a system loophole that no one ever saw coming? For days, social media have been puzzled. Some calling him a hero, others branding him a criminal. But behind the noise, one thing is clear: this incident has exposed something bigger about betting, money, and risk behind it. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes we are going to deep into the story, breaking down what really happened, what it means for gamblers, and why it has caught the world's attention. Let us inject. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is Max the Vet, where my work is to inject, vaccinate. So today we are talking about a story that is shaking Kenya and sparking serious conversation. A 26 years old former IT student from Meru University of Science and Technology in Meru County, to be specifically Nchiru, is trending all over the internet, yeah, because he has just been arrested by the DCI for alleged defrauding the popular betting company, that is Betika, millions of shillings. Now some people are calling him a genius gone rogue, while others are calling him a criminal who deserves punishment. But what does this story really tell us about Kenya, about our youth, and about cybercrime? Let's dive in. So I'll be breaking down this case so that we can understand this case deeply, and I'm going to explain some facts clearly, because the suspect studied IT at Meru University and is a dropout. That is the first instance. The second instance is use tech skills to manipulate system. That is fact number 2. Fact number 3, arrested by DCI in August 30th, 2025. That is, yeah. And last fact is about linked to actually fraudulent access and what we call the financial siphoning from Betika. So imagine this guy just siphoned some amount of money from Betika company, that is betting company. Yeah. Now, whether you like betting or betting, this case goes beyond gambling, because this is about how the youth, technology, and money are colliding in Kenya today. So when we look about the bigger picture, that is cybercrime in Kenya, and I'll be sharing some instances where we were having some cybercrime instances. In 2023, Kenya lost it was 10.7 billion to cybercrime, and over 1.1 billion cyber threats detected in just one quarter of 2024. Arrests have involved M-Pesa fraud. We have the swim swap, scams, extortions, and ransomware. So all those. So for now, I'm going to talk about the trend. Notice something, that most of the people being arrested are not all criminals with guns, and that's the fact. Like Seth wasn't a criminal with gun, because when you follow about that footage, the way he was being arrested, you get that he was seated and he was just ambushed with a DCI, and that's how things are happening. So what I can just say that they are young, educated, IT savvy Kenyans who could actually have built apps, startups, and fintech companies, but instead some are turning their knowledge against the very system, and that is what is happening. And the reason why they are doing that, because they need the rush money. Because let's say for now, when I develop an application so that people can be downloading, people can be using that app, okay, you know, this is a long-term investment. But this is something like what has happened with Seth. Seth actually saw this as a short-term thing, and he'll be getting a lot of money through that. So that's why actually it had to happen. So from the betting angle, so let me just dive in about the betting angle now, yeah? Because betting firms like Betika, what I can just say about them, they really make billions every year from young people who believe that they can get rich overnight. Many families have just lost money, marriages have collapsed, and youth have wasted their future on gambling. This reminds me when I was in school some years back. You know, even me, I just knew this thing called betting when I was in college. That is when I knew the word betting, like gambling. You know, here in Kenya, Kuinama is a reality, especially for people like me who we come from a village. You know, sometimes we were even sent 100 shillings, that is $1, to sustain you a whole week. I used to buy like Kels, that is Kumawiki. So, you know, something like that, because you're being sent 100 shillings, and you see like you through betting, you can actually make a lot of money through betting, because from 100 you can get even 200, 300, going upwards. So you divert all this money to that betting thing, without knowing that this betting thing will be ruining your life. And that's the reality. Some people, some youths are addicted to betting. Any money they get, you get that aviator, you get that they are putting, I don't know, placing bet. Yeah. So through that is all about, let's say, the betting company. And even some people, I've seen people who have squandered fees when I was in high school, and they end up taking their own life because of gambling. Because once they lose that money, you get that the only way they are now looking for money is through betting. So, and it has ruined a lot of things, even marriages. People are in marriage, you need to feed you need to feed the family. So you get that you divert the money to, in some other end, then the money goes, because there is no assurance that you are going to win. So for those who are addicted to this gambling, please just stop, because I've seen even my fellow content creators being in that cycle. So let us stop everything about gambling. So when someone like the IT student flips the script and robs betting company, the public is divided, and that's the reality. Because some say good for him, he beat the system that exploits us. Others say no, he committed a crime and must face the law. And here's my take, because two wrongs don't make a right. Just because betting company exploit does not mean cybercrime is justified, but it does does reveal a broken system where the youth see no better opportunities. Yeah, and actually that is the thing, because the youth don't see they see no better opportunities. So when I'm talking about my reaction analysis, this case is a mirror of our society. That is what I can say. Yeah, you can inject your opinion strongly. Every other person can inject the opinion slowly, and he can strongly. Yeah, our schools are producing tech experts, but where are the jobs? That is my first question. Yes, he's a dropout. And when you try interrogating Seth, at the end of the day, Seth will be saying that because of lack of fees is when I dropped out. And from what you heard him saying, that he has worked for multiple companies. So that means this is a brilliant mind. And yeah, this is just a brilliant mind. So our youths are brilliant. That is what I can say. But where is the mentorship? Yeah, one mentoring them. That's the question. Because our government knows that cybercrime is growing. But what are they doing to create safe opportunities? That is a question. Because this young man could have been the founder of Kenya next Safaricom level tech company. You see now the M-Pesa system, how Safaricom is doing all those things. Behold, the guy really needed the guidance, because that is a brilliant mind, and actually needed the guidance. And apart from the guidance, yeah, instead is now trending for fraud. That is the tragedy for him, his family, and the country, because everybody here in the world is watching about Seth. What's on with Seth? Yeah, I don't defend crime, but I also don't ignore the root cause. If we if we don't fix unemployment, lack of opportunities, and digital regulations, we are going to see more of these arrests. Give the youth the jobs. That is what I can urge the government of Kenya to do. I'm not trying to talk ill about the government. But that is what they are supposed to do. And I'll be asking questions to the audience. That actually, my first question will be: do you think the young man in a tech genius is he misusing his own skills, or just a fraudster with no excuse? That is my first question. My second question: do you think companies deserve this kind of karma, or should the law be applied equally? What do you think, guys? And what do you think Kenya should do to fight cybercrime while also supporting youth's innovation? That's another instance. Those are my questions that I can really ask. If actually I am encouraging people to comment and debate on this issue about Seth, what's your take? Because I was trying to look at different platforms, I'm saying that this guy should get a job in the government, because these skills are not supposed to be wasted. Arresting him won't be helping anything. Others were saying this: we have been having a very big scandals, like the scandals of e-citizen. Nobody, no DCI investigates about that. Nobody. But when Seth tried to siphon money through a betting company, that he is there being arrested. I'm just talking about what people are saying, because a story like this, because this is not the first time you are getting these stories, because I've talked about history of 2023 and the way we are still moving. All these things are happening. So in conclusion, this arrest is not just an headline. It wakes up call. It shows the rise of actually cybercrime in Kenya and the power of technology and the tough choice of our youths are making. Remember, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. And that's the reality. An idle mind is the devil's workshop. So for Seth to do something of sort, yeah, for me, I believe that what we are supposed to, we must hold people accountable. But the same time, we must invest in creating legal, safe, and profitable investment, let's say, okay, like spaces for young talent. That is what the government should be doing, because otherwise we will keep losing brilliant minds to crime. What do you think? Drop your comment in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, share this video, and let's keep conversing alive. See you in the next one. Thank you for now. Keep watching. Goodbye.